Hi there, this is Savewith Crypto. Okay, so this is part two of my is it possible to go from 2k to 1 million video series. I mean, it might be quite a long series, you understand that. You know, we're not going to go to $1 million in like a 6 months or probably even a year, but you know, it might take a few years, but you know, I mean, let's just plot the actual journey and see how we go. Anyway, so yesterday I set up a second account with the Maiar DEX where I was logging in using the Maiar DeFi wallet. I do quite like this, and I did say in previous videos that I wasn't a fan of these kind of like Chrome extension type things, but I must admit it does seem to work quite well. Now let's just have a look at how it's done since yesterday. So it's been running just over 24 hours, and the EGLD MEX farm has made $7.32 worth of LKMEX, and the EGLD ride farm has made $7.52 worth of LKMEX. So I think someone was asking a question the other day about which was the best farm to use. There's not a lot in it, is there really? I mean, the farms are slightly different sizes. They did start off the same. They started up about 980 each, but obviously the price of EGLD has gone down a lot today, so this one's actually worth 928. That's worth 980. So it probably means the overall stash is probably not so good. Yeah, it's 1919, and that was like something like 1976 or something yesterday. But that's just because the price of everything's gone down today. But that's not what you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is the amount of MEX that you've made. So this has made 16,600 MEX there and 17,000 MEX there. Now the question is when to harvest. So what we're going to do is when you harvest them, we're going to put them into this farm here, right, to earn LKMEX from staking LKMEX. What we're going to be doing is taking it out of a farm that's earning, let's have a look, 285. Let's say it's earning 280%, and it's going to be put into a farm earning 242. So let's go over to my calculator. 280 and 242 is a percentages there. If you want this calculator, there's a link for it in the description, and just you need to make your own. So you just go File, make a copy, and that's all you do. Then you got your own version. Now the principal sum, because we're talking about each farm, so it's about $1,000, but I suppose to make that more realistic, we should say something like let's say something like 960 or something like that. So the fees, I haven't made a note recently, but it's usually about 19 cents to harvest, and then to restake is usually about sort of like 30 cents or something. So let's call it like 50 cents to do the whole thingy. And that means I need to harvest when each farm is $23.57. So call it like sort of 24, 25 bucks or whatever. And that will take nearly 80 hours, which is, what's that? That's it's about every 4 days. So that's when I'll be harvesting those farms. Now you're all probably thinking, how the hell is this going to go to $1 million? Well, I don't know, to be honest, but what I do know is the price of EGLD is certainly going to double in the next month or so, probably the next week, to be honest. And the price of MEX will probably follow it. So certainly the EGLD MEX farms, they should double in value. And I think RIDE is going to go up as well. I mean, bear in mind, the only way to get RIDE now is by buying EGLD and swapping it for RIDE, which is what I did in the first video. And that's the only way you can get it. There's no other way. You can't buy it on an exchange. You can't buy it from Coinbase or anything like that. But as soon as you can, it's going to be very desirable, and the price is going to go up. So, the idea is this my account here, which is about $2,000 at the moment. You'll see that more like 4,000, and then we'll see what happens, because as you know from the first video, if you get $2,000 and manage to double it 9 times, you've got $1 million. Now, that might not all be done using this exchange. I mean, some might be involved in ICOs and IDOs, that kind of thing. We'll have to see what happens, but I'm pretty sure it can be done. It just might take a while. But the thing is, make sure you're subscribed, and then you'll know what's happening. So generally in crypto today, I mean, everything's gone nuts. I mean, the price of Bitcoin has just done weird things. You know, there's people like James Stock Guru on YouTube. He's thinking that's going to go down to $29,000. You know, and there's other people who think it's just going to bounce on this blue trend line and then go up to like 60,000 and beyond. I personally think, you know, it did kind of bounce off this blue trend line. On this blue trend line, if you look at it on the weekly, you can see, you know, this goes right back to October 2020 when the price of Bitcoin was like, you know, $11,000, that kind of thing. In fact, it goes back to when it was like 10,000. And, you know, it's had a touch there, and a touch today, and it did wick down. Now, the wick scared a lot of people, and they thought, you know, it's going to go right down to 29 or something. It might do, but I'm not sure. Me personally, I'm considering maybe doing a short on ByBit if it goes up here, maybe. If it comes right down here, I'll probably do a long on ByBit somewhere down here. Might try and do a video of that if I can, but I'll have to see how it goes. I mean, on the way down, I did actually have to exit a trade at quite a big loss the other day, which was a bit of a shame, really. But, you know, that's what happens sometimes. You know, as long as you're winning more than you're losing, that's the way it goes, really. Anyway, that's not part of the actual 2K to a million challenge. So I'll cover that in some other video some other time. But yeah, I mean, the price of EGLD. Now, I know someone in the comments a few weeks ago was saying the EGLD will go down to 180, and it actually did. It actually did slightly wick down there today. So I'm hoping whoever it was had some buy orders set down at 180, because that would have been a really good place to buy EGLD. But, you know, that's the point, really. I mean, when prices are dropping, don't panic. You know, I mean, even if you bought up here, you know, you might panic a lot. I mean, you know my story is I kind of bought Elrond when it was like, you know, $7, and it went down to $3, and I thought, oh no, I've lost all my money. And then it went up back to $7. I thought, well, that's okay, I could get out now. And I'm bloody glad I kept hold of it all, because obviously it's worth a lot more than $7 now, even at today's price. Anyway, so that's an update on the challenge. So nothing much to do really for, say, about 3 days. So we need these figures here to be more like 24, $25, something like that. So anyway, if you've enjoyed the update, please do give the video a like. Do leave a nice comment. I will try and answer any questions. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to be a millionaire. Tick the notification bell, and above all, tell your friends.